Hello and good evening, everyone. I am Gary Gotzo, and welcome to P1's broadcasting coverage of Round 3 of Season 3 of the Votive Indy Oval Series. Tonight, we come to you from the Oval at Twin Ring Motegi, and much like we started last season, where we went 7 for 7 races and 7 different winners, we are off to that same start again this year. We are 2 for 2. Will we go 3 for 3? We shall see. It's going to be a very challenging race, a big field here at Twin Ring Motegi, where track position is literally everything to these INDYCAR drivers. It is a big track. It is an intermediate-sized track, a track that you can utilize the draft and do some aspects of pack racing. But until you get to turns 3 and 4, then things become very difficult. And that's, I think, we're going to see where the cream rises to the top here this evening when we start this 134-lap race. And joining me, as always, in the booth is Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Luis, do we go 3 for 3, or do we see a new repeat winner this season?
Let's see. What's the polling now? Okay. Well, in 134 laps, it's really long race today. It's going to be 1 hour and something else. So I don't know if it can cleanly keep it to have the second victory for the season, but who knows? Like I always said, and every time we come in on Motegi, the second place and now is Rick Raybon. Rick Raybon is changing everything. Actually, Santos now in the poleman for now with 1 minute remain. The second guy have the chance, only one chance, or maybe two chance maybe and a half, to maybe make the pass on the leader, but it's really difficult, especially with 34 cars. Who knows what's gonna happen? Turn 4 is tough at the exit. The entry to 3 is really I can do the dive bomb, I can make the inside, or I can do the outside, and it could be a mess. So it's really interesting what's gonna happen, and the people keep in mind this is an 134 laps and not like a sprint race for 70 or 80 laps. So let's see what happens. But I thinking about this long race. I don't have the answer yet, but let's see what's happened on that. The strategy is going to be really interesting.
Here are the points coming into today's race. And Clindy with the points lead over Ryan Campbell, who's not going to be in the lineup tonight because he was busy getting a podium of his own right on Dale Coyne Racing. He is a real rear tire changer for Rinus VeeKay, who finished second today at the INDYCAR race in Toronto. So congratulations to Ryan. Craig Forsyth looks like he might get a chance to move in the second spot. And, well, go figure. Forsyth had an opportunity to capitalize on other drivers in front of him, and at Twin Ring Motegi, which is a place that he is very good at. I suspect that he will be good here tonight. Watch him. He is second in the point space, and Mitchum is fourth. Coker is fifth. We have a three-way tie for sixth between teammates Collins and Quilla, and then the 4D racer Chris Stouffer, who is also joining us over from the ISRA series on Monday nights. Murph is in a tie with Jacob Wilson for 9th, Hunter Ingrave 11th, and then you see the remainder of the top 20 in points. Also, happy birthday to the league. This is the 1 year, or close to it, the 1 year anniversary of this league. And just in case you wanted to see, there's all of the 21 races that this series has held. All the winners so far. There you see. And it reads almost like a who's who of the INDYCAR iRacing community.
Yeah, July 25 on Kansas race when the league started with like a recruit race. Yep, that's pretty good.
And do you remember who won that race?
Yes, sir. I save fuel.
That's right. Luis Gonzalez Nunez right here in the booth with us was the winner of that race. It was a recruitment race, and it was just about a year ago. Here we go. We are in our warm-up period before we go racing, and that will give us time to get in today's starting lineup here from Twin Ring Motegi. And there you see the pole. It is Santos on the pole with a speed of 205.4. Trace it in right next to him. Right there, you see, trace it in on your screen right now at 205.3. Clindy and Rick on row 2. That's a huge row 2 right there. Expect them to be very fast. And check this row 3 out. It's your points leader in the ISRA Open Wheel Series and the defending champion of the Area 51 INDYCAR Series, Mark Murphy. That is in row 3. Stouffer and Mitchum in row 4. O'Sullivan and Povolonas in row 5. Cody Cavaco and Peterson back on row 6. Hobson and Anna Klimek making her first start of the series in row 7. Fortune and Edwards, row 8. Ty Quilla, Hugo Gallas, who finished second in the Horizon Series on Wednesday night. Liam O'Sullivan got the win there in row 9. Highsong and Lee back in row 10. Hunter Ingrave and Wilson back on row 11. Bahutsky and Johnson back on row 12. We got Ross and Coker in row 13. Dinsdale and Forsyth. Craig starting deep in the field, but watch him. He's going to be clawing for track position. I suspect that the first opportunity to pit or something like that, he might just stay out. We shall see. We will follow him through the field. He's back in row 14. Durazo, the Cat, and Anderson back in row 15. Vitor and Alexander in row 16. Ward and Lovern shotgun on the field. They are the last two in row 17.
I think it's the only one track I cannot figure out what is the strategy, because I seen Adriano Pinheiro started for the back and win the race. I seen the Merit from back to the front. People with only one stop in the first 20 laps. We're talking about the fixed series. We're not talking about leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Lionhair, people saving fuel. I thought that I was faster than them, but then I figured out, oops, I make a mistake from the first lap 1 without changing the map and be faster than Kraus and the other ones around. Brofin also too. So it's like, okay, I think it's saving fuel, but it's really difficult because if it's not yellow, the leader is going to be around by himself for maybe way long. But it depends. It's really depends. It's tough to understand this circuit, especially with the entry on the pit here in Motegi.
Yeah, we will be entering the pits off of turn 4. That is the rule for tonight.
The car is braking, but it's still going up front. It's like you want to brake it, but there's no braking. And then when you figure out you're going to the banking it's not banking, just little banking. 1 and 2, you have a lot of banking, but 3 and 4 is like a flat, kind of flat. But when you go to the pit, it's that transition between track and pit road. It make the car spinning over there. So it's tough, whatever you see. But it's going to be interesting. Seb Alexander, Josh Ward for sure. One of the others is pretty fast to see what is the strategy you have in these first 50 or 60 laps.
And the key, and you mentioned it in your introduction, is that the early laps here are everything. And if you can't get your passing done in the early laps, it will be single file very quickly, and it'll just be you hoping for the driver in front of you to make a mistake so you can get a shot at trying to pull off a pass. And it takes a better part of an entire lap just to pull off a lap here, or pull off a pass here.
Yeah, also they mentioned today in the TV about the brake bias. When you have to figure out the from back, you have to use the brake bias here if you want to make the pass. That's what I did. it's not just brake. You have to use the brake gears. You have to make the brake in line out. Line out. That's the word. Maybe it's a good word. Like straight. Don't turn the wheel when you brake because the tire is gonna be degradation is gonna be more faster. I know the temperature now is not really affected too much, but could be worse. But that's, I think, could be the key, and just save the tires because it's gonna be a long race. If the people can be understand, it's not a sprint race. Again, I mentioned like 3 times this.
If you enjoy P1's coverage of the Votive Indy Oval Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. Getting ready to go green here at the 1-year anniversary of the Votive Indy Oval Series. Green flag in the air. Edson Santos gets a big jump, and he is all alone with Clindy and Tracy side by side going into 1.
Nice break, a nice approach on Santos to blocking Shadid over there. That's it. This is the chance for Clendy. This should be the chance now to make it pass. If it's going high and then low again. No, stay over there. But this is the second chance he have Clendy to make it pass.
Oh, Santos takes him a little bit lower. Tries to defend, Clindy to the inside and moves on by in 3 and 4. Gives him the dirty air. High exit off of 4. Big run down the front stretch. Now Clindy goes defensive to the inside. Edson Santos takes a peek to the outside. Clindy goes purple on that lap when he takes the lead.
Now the problem is you have to defend it, but I think Clindy didn't want to defend nothing. He just want to race. And Santos make the pass again.
Oh, look at this pack battle in the mid-pack. Stephen Lee, Logan Edwards, Anna Klimek 3 wide coming off of turn 4.
Oh, mission. Oh, David. Oh, the problem about the turn 2 is like you think the car is turned, but it's going to the wall.
Yep. Santos gets the lead back. It is Santos, Clindy, Rick Ravon, the top 3 starting to pull away. Tracy did, Jacob Collins side by side going into turn 1. You could go full throttle through turn 1. It's not until you get to about this point in the racetrack that you need to thinking about dropping a gear, slowing down a little bit, maybe tapping the brakes to help the car rotate to get through the more flatter, tighter radius of turns 3 and 4 here at Motegi.
Also pray the car to get loose also too.
Murph.
Oh, Mission, I don't know, Mason Mission have something because every car is passing him, but it's kind of challenger the people how to make the pass.
Well, we'll go take a look here. Murph gave a bit of a slide job to Liam O'Sullivan, gave him the dirty air. That's in a battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th, right around that neighborhood. Watching Mason Mitchum.
It's really 11 spot down. Something wrong with him, or it just adapting to the track. In just what? How many laps we have?
7 in. We're 7 laps coming to lap 8. Yeah, down 11 spots. Down 12 spots now, down 13 spots. Mason Mitchum might have a problem on the racetrack. Let's watch from Anna Klimek's point of view just behind this battle. Actually, Klimek is past Mason Mitchum. There's Mitchum on the outside now, getting the position back. Anna drops 2 gears going into turns 3 and 4. Over-rotate. Yeah, get a good rotation through the corner. Now the drag race into turn 1. That is Gary Lover now on the high side as Mason Mitchum continues to fall back. Gonna lose another 2 more spots. One to Forsyth, almost one to Cat. I think maybe Cat showed him a little mercy there. Meanwhile, back up front, it is still a battle between Santos and Glindy, with the interested party of Rick Ravon in third. Rick might take a peek here on the inside of Santos down the backstretch. Now he's going to tuck back in because there was going to be no draft help. Santos to the inside using the draft off Glindy to 3 and 4. Rick really backed the corner up. He's going to have a good run coming off.
I think if I Raven, I just stay on behind, try to keep a pace behind of them, don't lose them, because it's a good safe field over there. But we know Raven is he wants to race from one to the checkered flag. So, but you need to think about it. Okay, it's a good opportunity, leaving these 2 guys to burn fuel, and just keeping myself on back, thinking about it. What is next move? Yeah, I think so. This is the best. But they must to have momentum. They have to the pace. They need to be behind them without lose time. The moment when you start to feel you lose time, you have to make the move, run away.
And there you see the top 2 drivers in Votive Indy Oval history. They have the most wins in series history. 4 wins apiece for each one of these drivers. Santos got the bulk of his wins in Season 1, where he won 3 races. Glindy's spread them out a little bit over 2 seasons. Over 3 seasons, and he has 1 win already this season to tie him. Rick Ravon has no wins in the Indy Oval Series, but anytime Rick is in the lineup, you need to consider him a contender.
It's like a Scott Dixon, you know. They have a back qualifying on the back, but you're still thinking about they have an opportunity to win the race. So always keep in mind of him. It's like that, so basically.
It's the old Thanos joke. Rick Ravon's inevitable. Side by side off the corner, Stouffer and Jacob Collins. This is for 4th. Battle between the Rogue and 4D team.
Stephen Lee and Alexander, my God. Maybe Stephen Lee have a little bit damage on turn, actually on turn 1.
Oh, yeah, he got into the back of Alexander a little bit. Gave him a little bit of a nudge. Alexander did a good job at catching it.
You don't want to have damage on this track. Oof. I think so. Forson hit the wall a little bit, or maybe bad deck call, but you don't want to, because he hit the wall, thrust on turn 4. You don't want to have damage on here, because turn 3 and 4 is kind of flat. It's like a gateway. If you have a damage in gateway, the car is gonna get loose.
Yeah, you need all that downforce you can get for turns 3 and 4. There is Seb Alexander. He is up 16 spots already. Started 32nd and currently is 16th. And not too far behind him, Gary Lovert started 33rd. He is up 14 spots to 19th.
So yeah, the good thing for them is like I can gain a little more positions. If you have the caution, it can help him to go on the front. So that's the good thing about Seb Alexander. But still have a 1, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars on front to him, including Murphy make the pass on Chadid in 7 now. So they have good opportunity to make the pass and going maybe 10 or before the pit stop to be in top 10.
And a battle between two IndyCar aces right here, Chris Stouffer, Liam O'Sullivan. These are two that you don't see race very often. They are not kind of in the same circles necessarily, but this is kind of where a lot of leagues meet. As Liam O'Sullivan almost gives a little bit of a nudge there with his left front wing end plate to the left rear, right front wing plate end plate to the right left rear. Excuse me. I'll get my lefts and rights eventually here.
Like a defend position is pretty good on, but nice on the Sullivan. Don't go too high, and Stouffer make the defended position over there. Pretty good.
Liam, winner last week in the Horizon IndyCar Series. Stouffer. I don't think Stouffer was running in the Horizon Series, but we see him on Monday nights in the ISRA. In fact, I think when the ISRA, if we think back, when the ISRA did run here at MOTEGI, and they did run, I think, 135 laps, about what we're running here, Stouffer won that race.
Yes, you're right. It was a surprise win.
Back up front, Santos and Glindy still swapping positions back and forth, and they put a little bit of a bubble between themselves and Rick Ravon back in third. It will show you gaps now as we are 25 laps into this stint. I suspect we will see pit stops, if they can make it, starting about lap 45. We are at 100% fuel. And there are 4 sets of tires in the pits that they can change. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the without staying in the same Discord or same team, whatever they are now. They both understand. Okay, the best for us is just run away from everyone and make the best this pace for Ravon, Sullivan, Collins. So why is these two guys not separate? Because nobody's defending somebody. So, for example, Clendy is no defend, like it's going now. He left the left side, sorry, make the pass. So Clendy is going on the draft and going to the left, make the turn. But you know what? Clendy's make the hard part because this brake is the tire is getting a little bit more down when Santos tried to do it. Well, Santos in the X's use a little bit more degradation on the tire, but this is the easy part for him. Just make the turn over here. You don't need too much effort to make the turn. But it's pretty good. They make almost the job done to separate on Ravon.
Are just about to put the draft envelope out of reach of Ravon. Ravon 1.3 behind Santos. The draft envelope's at 1.5. So if they could break that, then they will break ahead of Ravon. But the good news for Ravon is he would be in clean air. The bad news for Ravon is that he has no one that he can draft off of to help conserve some fuel and make this run go a little bit longer. Liam O'Sullivan has now moved up to 4th. And now Liam begins to hit the assault of Rick Ravon now, as he is starting to reel him in.
Yeah, also Murphy in 7. He left the gap on Chadid. And now is going close and close of Stouffer for 6.
This is a racetrack, believe it or not. It is pretty easy to save fuel here. In fact, you could go and you could dial up engine map 5 and still keep pace with the cars in front of you and hold off the car behind you, because really you spend an entire lap getting up to your optimal speed, which is going to be right here just past kind of these red and white markers here on the backstretch, and then you slow down coming into turns 3 and 4, so you can make the turns through make the rotation through turns 3 and 4. Now you're back on the throttle, building that speed back up all of a sudden. So everyone needs to slow down. So turns 3 and 4 on this racetrack are the great equalizer. So if you could conserve some fuel, that is definitely easy to do here, because everyone is in the same boat when they get to turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, you can work it with the lift and coaster.
Yes, lift and coast.
Yeah, that's a word. Yeah, lift and coast. That's a good thing to save a couple, I don't want to say gallons, but maybe 1/4 of a gallon, or maybe a little bit of half a gallon or something like that. I don't know how many gallons is. Maybe it's 3 liters or 1 gallon in for outsiders. But you can save a lot. It's really, like you said, it's a good track to save a fuel. And Raven is under attack. Actually, Sullivan is under attack on Raven, and Sullivan is make the pass for dirt.
Yeah, for me, it's not necessarily how much you could save in terms of capacity in gallons. It's how much you could save for laps. How far can you extend the run closer to, like, say, lap 50 or so? You really want to do about 45 laps here, because that would make it a pretty even 2-stop race, where you would stop at lap 45 and lap 90, and then you would race home from lap 90. That's provided there are no cautions. And typically races at MOTEGI do not have a lot of cautions. And when they do have cautions, they're typically single car started incidents that maybe collect another car off a rebound. And it's typically you see a car getting loose off of turns 3 and 4. On the exit of turns 3, actually on the exit of 4, and they spin to the inside, hit that inside wall, bounce off, and if there's anyone behind it on the racetrack, they will typically get collected up in it. But most of the incidents at MOTEGI are single car incidents, unless another car runs into the zone and gets collected.
Yeah, I don't want to say this, but I think so. The condition of the setup happen now with this track, and also the weather they have now, make the car, I don't know, pretty easy to put the car in the exit on turn 4, because mostly in this moment you can start to feel the losing on the, especially with the weight jacket over there. Logan Edwards is the first one in pits, I think, because this disappeared. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, it's kind of something at the setup. It's make good for everyone to stay on the track now.
Well, Logan comes in the pit road a little early, and he's attempting the undercut. And this is not a bad gamble. This is not a bad gamble at all, because he's also expecting some late caution here, I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, you don't want to. He don't want to the caution now, actually.
No. He wants a late caution. He wants a late caution, like in his last stint or something like that. Yeah.
So that's the thing. You don't want to. You remember what happened with Raven. Always have the bad luck when you make the undercut, and then coming in and the yellow flag is out. So you have a car in the wall. Kane Cocker on turn 4. I think so. He saved it or hit the wall. Oh,
he is slow at the moment. He is slow at the moment. He's going to have to try to come to pit road next time by to get that car looked at.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. He hit the wall.
Oh, and here come the leaders. Here come the leaders as Clindy dips down behind Shane to get a little bit of a draft aid, and Shane, just bad handling, kind of pushes up a little bit and disrupts Santos just enough that Clindy now is pulled out to about a second lead.
Yeah, I think, well, Kane announced it's going to the pit, but he took too long to coming in. If you have a damage, you don't have a chance. You can just come into the turn 3 and just slow down over there. I know he have a damage, but he don't have a middle flag.
Here's a battle between two longtime veterans, between Murphy and Stouffer. This is 6th and 7th spot.
Stouffer on pit.
Stouffer on pit road. He's going to attempt the undercut. To do this under 2 stops for sure, getting to lap 45. For sure, 2 stops. See where Logan Edwards pops out at here. In relation to Stouffer. Stouffer's rolling off a pit road right now. Look at this whole line of cars. 33 cars started here tonight, and they're just separated by about 0.5 of a second all the way evenly around this racetrack.
So Edwards is now in turn 1, and Stouffer is
turn 3.
In turn 3. So that's a big gap. And also Stouffer took a second more.
Who is behind Clindy? That is Santos. I think Santos got really close to the wall there on exit off of 2 last time by.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oof. He left the... Yeah, that's what I said. You think the car is... You're turning the wheel, and you think the car is going full throttle, and then you realize it's start to going up, and then you realize you're on the wall. So
hey, you run out of room.
Really pay attention to that. Yeah.
Clindy has reached the back markers. Right in front of him is Eric Anderson in 30th position. Then Tristan Fortson and Scott Ross, 30th, 29th, and 28th, respectively, on the racetrack.
Stephen Lee is coming to the pit now. Actually, he's in pit now. Oh, Santos, oof. Wow, the apron. That's a good thing about the apron. You can touch the apron, but not for a long time. Glenn is coming next time by, actually.
This is the Clindy camera, by the way.
Oh, black flag for Eddie Peterson. Is spoon? Oh, too fast, actually.
Here comes Clindy. Here comes Santos. Scheduled stops at lap 47. We've been green the entire way. Now we'll turn the lead over to Liam O'Sullivan, who's managed to save a little bit more fuel following those 2, while he's been working his way up into the lead now. The kart track record when kart ran here was set in 99 by the late, great 2003 Indy 500 winner Jill DeFerrin with a speed of 219 miles an hour. Just to tell you the difference between those kart cars and the IR18s of today, we are only at 205, 204 for qualifying. They were at 219 back in the late 90s. The INDYCAR IRL track record set in 2004 by 4-time Indy 500 winner Helio Castroneves with a speed of 205.7, kind of something a little bit more what we're used to speed-wise. The career wins leaders here at Twin Run at MOTEGI is Adrian Fernandez with 2, both in karts, and Castroneves, Scott Dixon, and Lionheart himself, Dan Weldon, all have 2 in IRL INDYCAR competition. We'll put an asterisk next to Scott Dixon because he is the only driver to win on the oval and on the road course here. Twin Ring MOTEGI is also the site of arguably one of auto racing's more popular mainstream victories back in 2008 when Danica Patrick took her one and only IndyCar win, making her the only woman in the 100-plus year of organized IndyCar racing to make it to victory lane. Murphy staying out. He's going to get some extra laps here and get some credit for lap led. Ingrave is also not stopped. There is Hunter Ingrave. Mason Mitchum not stopped. Anna Klimek not stopped. Jacob Wilson is not stopped. Scott Ross is not stopped. And Tristan Fortson is not stopped. Scott Ross coming to pit road right now in that Haviland Newman Haas livery from the early 90s. He hits his marks. Also on pit road, Tristan Fortson. Turning the lead over to Hunter Ingrave now.
Mm-hmm.
And Murphy coming off of pit road. Mason Mitchum on pit road. Hopefully Mitchum got whatever happened to his car was taken care of on pit road. It looked like a standard stop for Mitchum, actually a little bit longer, 10-second stop. But maybe there was a little bit of damage that got taken care of. Hunter Ingrave still your leader, but coming to pit road right now, off the banking, onto the apron, down to the speed limit at the cones. Speed limit here tonight is 45 miles per hour. They do get 4 sets of tires in the pits. And now we'll turn the lead over to Anna Klimek, who is staying out now for 53, coming to 54 laps. Anna has been very economical out there.
Yeah, 12:40 p.m. in New Zealand. Now.
Coming to pit road.
Which is racing.
Anna is early in the morning. Or is it early in the afternoon? Excuse me. You said PM.
Yeah. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
PM. Early afternoon, just past lunch Monday afternoon in New Zealand, where Anna is joining us from. Hits their marks. Clindy picks back up the lead, and he has himself a 1.2 second lead over Edson Santos. Just behind Santos is O'Sullivan. Just behind O'Sullivan by 1.2 seconds is Rick Ravon. Stouffer back in 5th, Collins 6th, Murph 7th, Hobson 8th, Trace Shadid 9th, and Seb Alexander up 22 spots to P10.
That's a lot of spots. It's not like Michigan or Fontana. I don't want to say Pocono. I don't know, Pocono. Pocono also is how you're driving and make the turn. It's really tough also too. But this is because performance. This is because he knows how to make it. So he make a good pit stop and could be still in green. It could be maybe wins maybe 3 or 4. Maybe I want to say 3 more positions for Seb Alexander. I said that. I said he was 10 laps ago or 20 laps ago in 15, 16, something like that. Mm-hmm. And he coming to the pit stop in top 10. So
yeah,
that's
so
because I said he's gonna maybe get more 3 or more.
Yeah, he might pick up some more stops. We have one more stop to go for sure to get to the end. So he is making his stops count as best he can. Hunter Ingrave on the back end of his teammates, Cody Cavaco. Ingrave will get the position. Move Hunter Ingrave now, who went among the longest in that last stint. Hunter Ingrave now up to 11th spot. He's up 10. And he will be joining Seb Alexander here very shortly for a battle for the bottom portion of the top 10. Let's reset the field. Clindy is your leader. He has himself a 1.2 second lead over Edson Santos. There is Edson. There is one car between the two. That is Scott Ross. Scott Ross getting out of the way. Staying high, letting Santos go on by. Liam O'Sullivan is now 3rd. Rick Ravon back in the 4th spot. Chris Stouffer just behind Rick Ravon. There in 5th. Jacob Collins, the points leader in the ISRA Open Wheel Series. He is currently 6th on the racetrack. Right behind him, Mark Murphy in 7th. AJ Hobson, we have not talked much about AJ, but AJ, you can always expect him around the top 10, and he is currently up 5 spots to 8th there in the Jacob Abel throwback from this May at the Indy 500. And then right behind him is Trace Shadid, who started on the front row. Trace is currently 9th on the racetrack. And then right behind him is our big gainer of the day, Seb Alexander in 10th spot, up 22 positions. The other drivers that we've been watching and seeing how they've been coming up through the field, Craig Forsyth, there he is in 16th spot. He is up 12 spots. Dan Durazo, the Cat, he is up in 18th spot, up 11 from where he started. Gary Lovern up 14 to 19th position as he's battling Stephen Lee at the moment. And Logan Edwards, who we saw making among the first to come to pit road, the undercut really didn't work much for him. He's only in 17th position. Yeah,
actually, it's 1 position down. Peterson Eric Peterson, actually. Penalty is in pits. I think so. He retired the car. And Tristan Forson, I don't know what happened with him. He's around 15. Is in pits. So he came in and pop. So something outside for the game is out of the race for sure.
If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the Votive Indy Oval Series coming to you from MOTEGI. We've completed now 64 of 134 scheduled laps. If you're enjoying the coverage of tonight's race, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race, including our Monday night INDYCAR doubleheader. Continuing for the next 4 weeks, it's the iRacing INDYCAR Open Series leading off at 8 p.m., followed by the stretch run of Season 2 Championship of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series at 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like INDYCAR racing, and it's a good chance you do if you're watching this, then make P1 your home on Monday nights when we bring you the INDYCAR Open Series and the ISRA Open Wheel Series back-to-back, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
So it is Rayburn, Stephen Lee, Turner Johnson, and Eric Anderson, the only four guys actually even win or lose position. Very surprised on Rick Rayburn is still in that 4th position there. He won the 3rd one, but he loses by Leo Sullivan, so it's still out here started.
And we're still about 20 laps or so away from the earliest window for the second and last stop to open up. But good racing by all these drivers. 33 took the green flag for this race. And so far, we have been caution-free the entire way, finding a piece of wood and knocking on it right now. Okay. Here's Mark Murphy back in 7th spot, trying to run down Jacob Collins. These are 2 drivers on different teams, but in a cooperative effort, as Rogue Racing and Indy Alliance are part of a kind of like how AJ Foyt Racing and Penske Racing are kind of an association, a technical association. So several
like
teams.
A different team, but the same engine?
Yeah. No, just separate teams, but they work together. They don't necessarily work against each other. Let's put it that way.
So basically, in Europe, said it's a different team, but same engine?
Yeah, kind of. Like yeah, I guess kind of, yeah.
Like the principal team, they have the best engine, and the second team is not the second team, but it's like I give you this engine, but
it's not going to be good as our engine, yeah. Yes. Back, I remember when Sauber used to have the Ferrari engine, and they weren't nearly as fast as Ferrari.
For sure.
Closest battle on the racetrack is right here. Hunter Ingrave has caught Seb Alexander. It's the youngster versus the veteran. Seb Alexander, the leader of the IAR squad, holding off Hunter Ingrave. And this is also a cooperative effort. Again, another IAR versus Rogue Racing matchup.
Who's coming strong, Leon Sullivan over. He make a pass on Pachowski now. So I have a free to going off Santos. Close to Santos actually, yeah. And Santos cannot stay close of Clendy. Even Clendy with Dirty Aaron Wilson and Victor close. But it's still over there, trying to survive in the dirty air. He make a good job actually.
Here they come into the braking zone for 3 and 4, or at least where they come off the throttle down to 150 9 miles per hour. Hard on the acceleration off the corner. Grabbing another gear, 5th gear. He'll hit 6th gear here momentarily. Might even hit it in the corner. He's in the draft of Edson Santos. Getting a run over 200 miles per hour down the backstretch in the 6th gear. And he's going to go down 2 gears at least. Down the 3rd gear in turns 3 and 4. Clindy has reached lap traffic. That is Jacob Wilson. And see if Clindy can get around this lap traffic as he goes on the underside of Jacob Wilson. Gets the position, at least for track position, putting Jacob a lap down. Jacob doing pretty well in points this season. Having a bit of a rough race, but these races especially if you're don't have a lot of time in these cars, this first race is pretty rough for rookies at Twin Ring Motegi. It's not as easy as some of the other tracks we've been to where it's kind of plant the foot, turn left. Here it's a super speedway or it's an intermediate speedway. You're going to be over 200 miles an hour, but really it becomes a handling racetrack in turns 3 and 4.
It's like a race to learn. When you go to New Hampshire or Milwaukee, it's kind of not the same, but the same in turn 3 and 4. Because you have to lift the throttle, play with the throttle, exit with the throttle, and play with that. So it's really tough. My first race over here, it wasn't a good one, but I really figured out if you brake and you have a good experience in the road course, you have a good chance at least to mark at position 10 or something like that. But like I said, it's really tough for the rookies. Started over here and make a good result, but if you have like I said, good experience in road, Santos in the wall. Santos kiss the wall or touch? Kiss the wall! Really fast kiss on the wall. It's like a wake up.
That's a wake up kiss.
Yeah, like oh my god, I have to wake up. Okay. So. Yeah, even with Santos, he's a really experienced guy. He's an experienced guy on the road course. Sorry, in the league and also around the iRacing, making mistakes like that. So it's not just for the rookie, but it's really tough. Yeah.
Closest battle on the racetrack at the moment. Anna Klimek has caught up to Hugo Gallas. This is a battle for 22nd position. Down the backstretch now. Hugo got a podium finish last week in the Horizon INDYCAR Series. Looking to have another strong week this week as the Altena Autosports cars go 1 and 2 in Horizon. A little ahead of these guys is Durazo and Jeff Hysong. Hysong in the bluey car. And right behind him, the Cat. Anna Klimek gets around Hugo Gallas, by the way. Go ahead.
He just only realized the top 10, and then you figure out you have a Jeff in 16. What else is somebody I didn't figure out is here. So Jeff is Taquilla actually also too. Cody Kovaco. Now I realize is they are around the track. So when you see the race like this, you don't know until you name it or you see a closer battle around.
First stops completed. For a lot of these drivers. Logan Edwards was the first to come in at lap 36 on his first stint. He's at 46 now, so he's going to go a little bit longer into the stint, but we expect him to come to pit road, probably the first of the drivers. There he is. Most everyone else at 36 laps into the stint, but the window to get home really starts to open at lap 90.
O'Sullivan close on the Santos. Should we have a chance now?
And while they try to battle it out, here comes Rick Ravon.
Yeah. Just Santos have a something. Is something happening with Santos? Maybe maybe he hit the wall a couple times. When you hit a couple times the wall, and at some point you have that times 2x, and that times 2x means that you have a small damage in your car, but it's not a big deal actually.
Let's ride with Rick in that Rick Mears throwback livery from the early 80s as Liam O'Sullivan gets the spot on Edson. But Edson's like, I'm not done yet. And here comes Rick. He gets right up to the attenuator coming into turn 3. Now he's going to get a big run coming off the corner, and we might see a possible three-way battle. Here we go, three wide.
My.
And Rick Ravon capitalizes and goes to third. Wow, Liam was battling with Edson, but here comes Liam. As Rick slides up to the wall, Liam to the inside in turns 3 and 4. Rick's going to stay high. Liam's going to get the position back, but Rick slides down in front of Edson.
Uh-huh.
And then he gets back to Liam, rolls back up on him on the inside. Liam tries to crowd him going into the exit entrance of 1. But Rick comes back out, and he gets the lead. This is a great last couple of laps as we see Logan Edwards coming off of pit road. Now Rick Ravon goes to the inside to defend. Sullivan doesn't necessarily follow him down there, but Sullivan gets underneath him going into 3 and 4. He's not going to have the run off the corner because it's just a slower line. Rick goes defensive to the inside immediately down the front straight. This is a battle between two really aggressive drivers. We've already talked about how Rick Ravon drives very analog. He is either on or off. And the same thing with Liam O'Sullivan. There is no middle ground for each one of these drivers. It is hard push all the time for these two. And Rick Ravon, hundreds, maybe thousands of starts even in these cars. Liam's still relatively new, but he has himself probably now a couple hundred starts, or at least maybe 100 starts in these cars. So he knows what he's doing. Of course, he races regularly in the Votive Series, where he has been in the championship run the last couple of seasons. But these are two. I mean, these are two alpha males in the INDYCAR racing community here. They just race. It is 100% every single lap.
Hector, oh my God. Check the entry on Santos on pit road. It was close to the disaster. So
as he was locking up wheels, but he got the pit road, and that is I believe a safe entry. No black flag, and he's down and away, so his final stop is complete.
Lucky.
Liam O'Sullivan on pit road for his final stop at lap 92.
Smart. That's the best decision you can do. If you have a Rick Ravon just waving around, try to lose your temper, just come into the pit, reset again, and just coming outside to do faster lap. That's what you need to do to just to make the pass on Rick Ravon. And this is the key. Make the exit pretty good. Pahosky, DC.
Well, Pahutski got a DC. AJ Hobson on pit road for his final stop. Clindy still turning laps. Clindy 45 laps into his run. Rick Ravon 45 laps into his run. Jacob Collins 43. Murph 41. Shadid 44. Seb Alexander 43. Hunter Ingreb 39. Here you see the laps. Right now, the top 17 on the lead lap. That's changing right now as we got drivers on pit road. Craig Forsyth, Trey Shadid on pit road looking for his stall.
Clint is coming now to the pits.
And he needs to slow down, get on the brakes, then get on to the apron. Coming with him is Rick Ravon. Rick really closes in.
Pretty nice.
And Rick gained a lot, and he's shaking the wheel. I think he's happy about that. Oh, and that's one of that's his teammate right there.
Oh, that's
no! And Clinty misses his marks, and that's with a teammate.
Oh, no.
And oh no, and he's gonna have to get a new wing.
Oh no.
That is gonna be day done in terms of getting a chance for a win here, unless a caution comes out.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Two teammates.
I tried to brake. I tried to brake, he said. But
now they're on the same team, but they're on two separate squads here in Votive. Votive, you have a maximum of 3 cars on a team. So Rogue has separated themselves into Shadow and Team Shadow, Team Stealth. And Team Shadow is Clindy, Team Stealth is Quilla. And it's possible they might not have been working together in comms. And if that's possible, then that's kind of what happened there. As Jacob Collins comes to pit road, Murphy now staying out. He is at lap 47, is your leader. Hunter Ingrave now up to second. Mason Mitchum worked his way back up into the order. He is currently third. He's due on pit road anytime. Anna Klimek due on pit road anytime. Now, these guys right here that stayed out, they could really use a caution. They're like, I need that caution to happen now. Coming off of pit road is Jacob Collins. Final stop for him. We're at lap 100 now. Greg Forsyth, purple lap. Told you to watch him late in this race.
Oh, Sullivan is behind of the Rick Ravon. Ravon is just there. But
so what's going to happen when everyone stops? Murph, Ingrave, Mitchum, Klimek. That's going to turn the lead over to Rick Ravon. Mitchum coming into pit road right now. Murph coming to pit road right now. Oh, caution!
Oh, yellow! And just when he came in, Murphy. Oh.
Murphy was already in, so Murphy should continue to go. He was already on pit road, and I think it was Scott Ross.
Yes, sir. Oh, Turner Johnson said I didn't see it. Scott Ross said, I tried to avoid you guys, sorry.
Oh, Scott Ross was trying. I'm thinking he was trying to come to pit road and missed. I guess he had cars passing him on the low side and trying to slow down, and that collected Turner Johnson as Turner Johnson came around. And watch this from Turner Johnson's point of view. Let's go back to full speed here. Oh, and that's how fast it happens. Let's watch that again. Watch this. He tries to get down there. I can't get there. There's a car. I need to get down there. Here comes another car, and nope.
Man, you cannot do nothing. It is... No. Nothing at all. You cannot make any move. The car is going
And that's one of those things where when you drive these cars a little bit more, you learn more to kind of, you got to forecast ahead. And you know what I'm talking about, Lewis. You got to forecast ahead that when I need to stop, I need to have my car in a position that I can safely get on the pit road and not have people passing me underneath me. And that you always got to forecast ahead, and that's a whole learning curve thing where if you haven't done a lot of green flag stops, you're never going to really encounter that.
That's one of your that we're going again with that thing what you said about the rookies learning and stuff. So he tried to learn. It is hard actually. It's not easy this track. I know Ross have a 3.1K on iRacing, but when you're racing with all of these guys, it's just always in top split, or they did in those top split. It's different perceive, different thinking or mind. So it's happened to me when you're not really faster and you try to leave the car away to you, and just why not just stay in one position? That's it. Don't even move it. Just stay over there. Stay on the track. Make the pace. The pace is over 200 miles, so don't slow down. Just stay over there. But yeah, it's easy to say outside, but man, it's really hard to think about it when you're inside. Try to do all that stuff.
In December, P1 Broadcasting becomes a primetime home for Happy Hour at the Brickyard, your nightly destination for all the action leading up to the prestigious PRI Hoosier 500. The last kiss of the bricks for 2025 starts here, about 150 days, actually less than 150 days out. The countdown is on, so pucker up and don't miss a second of action. Like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in, and we will see you when practice starts for the PRI Hoosier 500 later this December. Resetting the field, and we're gonna go one extra lap. Rick Ray Vaughn is your leader. I told you he would pick up the lead, and he did. Mark Murphy, by virtue of staying out and then coming to pit road, and then the field became locked, he is now second on the racetrack with the freshest tires, I might add. So he is second. Liam O'Sullivan is in third. Christopher is in fourth. Now, in front of Liam O'Sullivan is his teammate, Hugo Gallas. I suspect that Hugo will probably move over rather quickly for Liam and let him on by, and probably not move over as easily for Christopher. We shall see. Anna Klimek. I told you to watch Anna. Anna is now up the P5 as she is improved up 9 spots from where she started. Edson Santos, now he has had a bit of a rough race. He was at one point, started up front, started on the pole, was challenging for the lead. Now he's back in 6th position behind Anna Klimek. Hunter Ingrave in 7th, AJ Hobson in 8th. Clindy getting the wave around, and we are still sorting things out. I think we might go another lap. Seb Alexander in 9th. Casey Povolona's in 10th.
We go now, actually.
Craig Forsyth in 11th. Ty Quilla in 12th. Mason Mitchum in 13th. The top 22 are on the lead lap. Hunter Ingrave now has been filtered back to 22nd. We're getting ready to go green this time by, as Rick Ravon's going to stay on the low side of the racetrack.
Too slow.
Oh, Stouffer. 3 wide. We might go 4 wide if Anna Klimek can get her nose in there. And Stouffer with the big restart jumps 2 positions around Liam and Klimek. Here comes Klimek. Two by two down the front straightaway. Your leader, though, is Rick Ray Vaughn.
Stopper. Wow. What a nice break. Look at that. He had just getting close on the... But, Suleiman did a better job at the break.
Look at this all around. Hunter Ingrave goes purple. A.J. Hobson. Seb Alexander. Clinty trying to fight forward. Clinty probably seen a little red at the moment.
Oh, Craig Forsyth have a meatball flag. So why have a meatball flag? Oh, he hit the wall in the entry on the pit, but I don't know. He retired the car. It just.
And one of the favorites that normally does very well here, Craig Forsyth, as retired. Not sure why. Meanwhile, back up front, 25 to go here at Motegi. It's Rick Ray Vaughn, your leader. Murphy in second, Liam O'Sullivan in third, Christopher now trying to run down Liam, and side by side Anna Klimek and Edson Santos into turns 3 and 4. And it looks like that Stouffer might have went down low on the racetrack to lend a little bit of the draft to Anna. Clindy right behind this battle. Clindy wants to try to get through this. Joining Clindy, Seb Alexander, A.J. Hobson in 9th, Povolonis in 10th. Seb Alexander up 24 spots. Started 32nd, currently 8th on the racetrack.
Oh, lose the stopper, my God. To use all the weight jacket he have kind of little loose, but he's saving the car.
See Rick Ray Vaughn in your shot there, trying to break the draft down the front straight. We're watching this battle between Stouffer and Edson Santos. Quickly coming into the battle as well. Joining the engagement is Anna Klimek, and very shortly going to be there as well. Engaged in this battle is Clindy in 7th. Pretty soon this will be a battle, a four-way battle for 4th.
Yeah, wow, Clindy's over there. So, yeah, I'm still thinking about how Santos coming to the stopper. What is the next strategy on Murphy to try to catch Raybon? I'm thinking about that, and 21 to go. It's kind of tough for Murphy to try to catch Raybon with all of this waving he's doing. But I think it's like I said, we said every time, it's after 5 laps, stay in one line, everyone.
Yeah, I think really, I don't want to say that, Rick has this with 20 to go, but Murph had his shot. Here comes Clindy to the inside of this battle, but Murph had his shot in the first couple of laps of that stint with fresher tires on the restart, and he was unable to capitalize.
Yeah, it depends also the restart you made it. Just the other tough stuff. If you have a good restart, maybe you have that 2 chance. But Raybon did a good job with the restart to try to pull away from the normal line we use to restart.
So what's it going to take for Murph to catch Rick Ray Vaughn? Well, I don't doubt Murph's ability, but I really believe it's going to take a mistake from Ray Vaughn or a late caution to crunch this field back up and give another shot to Murph. But at this point, unless Murph is saving those tires a little bit, and we'll try to run him down here in the late stages. Now, we have seen Rick Ray Vaughn in the past, especially in the ISRA, use the rubber on his tires up, and then all of a sudden, late in the run, he starts falling back. Is this one of those situations that maybe he does it again, or is he saving enough here?
Sorry for changing the subject. So I now realize why Craig Forsyth have retired the car. So in the restart, Traquila went to the inside, have a contact with Craig Forsyth, and I think Forsyth have maybe some damage with the meeple flag. That's why he have maybe the meeple flag in the car, because they have a contact with Quilla in the restart, the last restart.
Mason Mitchum around Durazo, moved Mitchum back up to 11th. Remember, Mitchum started this race by falling back.
Oh, Santos on the wall. And his steel on the wall is...
Oh, and he is under... He is, he is not under 100% power.
It's pitted in now. It's coming to the pit.
And let's see if we can see that battle here. What happened? And yeah, he just got out in that dirty air and smacked that wall really hard. In fact, he followed Stouffer up there. Stouffer almost got into the wall himself. And that might be day done for Edson Santos.
Keep towing.
At the line
nice
now.
Pass on Anna.
13 to go.
Man, he can make a pass.
Anna
nice
back around to Clindy. Yep, you're right. Oh, Klimek goes on the high side around Stouffer. And is going to have momentum coming off the corner and the draft of Liam O'Sullivan and move Klimek up to fourth. A great move.
Yeah, surprise, actually. That's pretty good move. Now you have the momentum, you have to go. It's 11 to go.
Oh, Clindy!
Oh,
Clindy underneath Stouffer. Maybe, is there a problem with Stouffer's car? Maybe did he hit the wall a little bit harder, and that kind of caused what Edson Santos to follow him up maybe into the wall.
Maybe the 35 laps, the old tires could be the reason.
Oh, that is true. He is at 35 lap. Yeah, that is probably the more obvious problem. I should have looked that up. He's just trying to nurse this car home now.
And Klimek with the 21. So whoa. Just go on. Yeah, don't overdrive it. He almost lose on the turn 4.
10 to go. Now can Klimek run down Liam O'Sullivan? There's still plenty of time. Can Clindy get around Klimek? Clindy. He has time as well, and he's on the move. He has 37-lap-old tires. The youngest tires still belong to Murph. Is Murph going to try to mount the charge here in the closing stages? Coming to 8 to go. It is Rick Ravon looking at his first win. And any way you look at it, we're going to get a new winner this season. We started off with Ryan Campbell, who celebrated a podium finish today in the real INDYCAR series with Dale Coyne Racing. He is one of the rear tire changers on Venus VK's car. He got the win at the Derby. Round 2 went to Clindy. Round 3, everybody in the top 4 has not got a win yet this season.
Okay.
Once again, Votive Indy Oval Series is showing you its diversity and all of the parity. Any given Sunday, you can get yourself in a position to win. You have yourself a shot. Here is Ravon around Ty Quilla, who is in a bit of a wounded car at the moment. Ty is now in 20th spot. Top 19 on the lead lap. I don't think he's going to catch Logan Edwards. No, he's not. Logan Edwards is over in 3 and 4 at the moment. Rick is in 1 and 2. 5 to go here at Motegi. Next race for us is in a couple of weeks. Next race for the Votive Indy Oval Series will be Sunday, August 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And this series will continue its third season with a stop at the Pocono Mountains at the Tricky Triangle at Pocono Raceway. If you're enjoying what you're seeing tonight, then don't miss the action in a couple of weeks when Votive returns at Pocono. If you're just joining us, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You are watching P1's coverage of round 3 of 9 of the Votive Indy Oval Series, coming to you from Motegi, where Rick Ravon is staring his first series win right in the face here with 3 to go.
So she make a couple mistakes. So when you have a car try to catch you on the back, and you see the line O'Sullivan made it, it's easy to use the second line and don't going down. That's the faster lap. That's the fastest line you can make it. But she still make the same like O'Sullivan did. So that's why Clendy Smart went high, low, high, down, high, down. So that's make the fast. You don't realize, but the car is more fast than that.
And now you're talking about when Clendy getting a pass around Klimek, coming to the white flag, this time by 1.54 miles to go for Rick Ravon to get win number 1 of his career in the Votive Indy Oval Series. Cleanly through turns 1 and 2, over the bumps, down the backstretch. A half a lap to go. All he needs to do is get it to turns 3 and 4. And he secures the win off of 4. Win number 1 for Rick Ravon in the number 1 winner here at Motegi. Mark Murphy comes home second. Liam O'Sullivan comes home third. Clendy slides home in fourth. Klimek in fifth.
Well, sometimes you have a good luck, like Tapet Clendy and IRSA or all the races, and sometimes you have the bad luck when it's happened with Rick Ravon and IRSA. Clendy happened today with the pit stop and lap down in 9, but at least I recovered to 4th and finished the race at top 5.
Rick Ravon with the victory seizure at the start-finish line. He gets the win by 1.5 seconds over Mark Murphy. Liam O'Sullivan comes home in third. Clendy fourth, who had dominated much of this day. He's probably not very happy, but does get himself a top 5. Anna Klimek with a good finish for Anna. Come homes in fifth. Seb Alexander with the big day, and I'm willing to bet he might be your Luis Gonzalez Nunez driver of the race. Seb Alexander up 26 spots to P6. Here in the top 10, Chris Stouffer in 7th, A.J. Hobson in 8th. The Cat in 9th, and Hunter Ingram gets it into the top 10. Moving on, Povolonis at 11th, Colin Mitchum, Shadid and Hysong, your top 15. Cavaco, Lovern, Lee, Edwards, and Quilla, your top 20. Gallas, Wilson, Denzel, Coker, Anderson, your top 25. Pahutsky, Edson Santos, not the finish he was looking for. 27th, Forsyth, not the finish he was looking for either. And 28th, Turner Johnson. 29th, Scott Ross. Back to Scott Ross, Turner Johnson, and the only caution we had of the day. And 29th and 30th. Vitor Guillermi in 31st, Eric Peterson 32nd, Fortson and 33rd. And we did have a 34th car, but Josh Ward did not take the green flag, I don't think, but he's going to get credited for 34th, the Season 1 champion. And that is your standings here from Motegi.
Yeah, 1 hour and 6 minutes the race. It could be. Normally, this race is like a 1 hour and 30 minutes or something like that. But it was so fast.
All right. And we really didn't show the weather very much at all this race. The weather really was not a factor at all. The racetrack was really not that warm.
Started at 90. The highest is 93, what I saw, and finished at 91. So, yep. The wind north, 1 mile.
Yeah, really it was not a weather race. But it was a very typical MOTEGI race, that is for sure. Liam O'Sullivan, we'll bring him on up into the room here. Here's Liam O'Sullivan, third place here tonight at MOTEGI, joining us in the booth. Congratulations on the P3. Not the greatest qual. We know that you're faster than that, but brought it in ninth and clawed your way up to the top. And a racetrack that's not very easy to pass at. You did an awful lot of passing today. Talk about your race.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. I mean, nice to, I haven't spoken to you in a while. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting to be able to fly through the field in that first 30 laps and just carve through like that, but I don't know. I've always liked this track. I've especially 3 and 4's my strength, just the way it drives more like a road course. The ability to move around the car between, I felt my car worked amazingly in kind of both lanes, but I think we saw Kyle at the end there really experiment with that high line in 3 and 4. I felt my car could cover both, which I didn't think many people could, which allowed me to pass people around a track that's always notorious, as you said. Qualifying's been off for me since I've kind of had my 2-month break of exams. It's just nightmare in every IndyCar race I do and kind of having a bit of a comeback. But yeah, I mean, ninth, I mean, it wasn't terrible, able to claw the positions early. And yeah, I think, I mean, Rick did an amazing job there, but I would have liked to see if I had a chance of the win. It was a shame Mark got very lucky under that caution with pitting at the exact right time to come out P2. He just jumped me because everyone does the usual kind of check up under caution where we've not caught the pace car yet, so he can jump us in the pits, which is always frustrating. But yeah, I mean, first time in the Votive League, and I mean, I'm trying to get around all the kind of more American time zone leagues that aren't as friendly to me. And here to win races, but I'm not going to turn down a P3 here today. Super competitive field, and to only have 1 caution in 134 laps, I mean, that's just a testament to the group of drivers that Shane and Mason have picked up here.
And with that, P3 on your debut here in the league, pretty strong start. A good week for you, really. You got the win in Horizon. Now you get the P3 here. 2 podiums in 1 week. Some people would love to have such results. So congratulations. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, mum, dad, granddad, who are they're all asleep. Because obviously, I mean, I think it's about 2:30, 3 a.m. in the UK here. But I've got nothing on at the moment, so I'm here to enjoy it all. Obviously, team for Altona Autosport, I mean, we've gone strength to strength. I mean, you mentioned the Horizon result. We had Hugo in second there as well. Great kind of drive from the whole team. And then not only that, in the Global IndyCar Challenge, we locked out the front 2 rows on qualifying for Iowa. So there is speed throughout the team now, and hoping it translates more often.
Congratulations on the P3 and your start here. Get some sleep, and we'll catch you at the next one in Pocono here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, thank you guys as always.
Yeah. And that
Points
is
up.
Yes, points are up, and Clindy is still the points leader. as we expected, he has himself an 11-point lead over Mark Murphy, who went up 9 spots in the points just by coming home in second. Campbell down to third. Hunter Ingrave is now fourth. He's up 4 spots to fourth position. AJ Hobson is in fifth. Chris Stouffer is in sixth. Rick Ravon up 24 positions to seventh now. Durazo in eighth. Forsyth in ninth. And Jacob Collins in a tie with Casey Povolonis in 10th. If I remember correctly, the points, what do you say? Standings after 2 weeks. Note, standings will begin using drop weeks following the week 3 race. So after this race, you could start using drop weeks. So that might impact on how some of these drivers move up and down through the standings. But that is your top 10 right now. I just wanted to double check when the drop weeks were coming in. Let's get in, Murph. We're going to be here a while because both Murph and Rick love podium interviews. They love podium interviews. Let's bring up Murph here real quick. And here is Murph. Murph joining us in the booth. P2 here tonight. First things first, though. You're now up to second in points, but man, you caught a huge break. It's time to you might need to go to Monday Mass to thank God for that one, or maybe even buy a lottery ticket to see if your luck is still good, because man, that you couldn't have timed that caution any better for you.
I don't think so, Gary. I mean, to be fair though, sometimes you make your own luck, and I made the pretty early call to go as long as possible on the first two runs, just to see if we could catch a break. I knew, based on where the qualifying was and how the race played out and the type of racing it was, that honestly it was going to be really difficult to race your way up and get on the podium unless you caught a break. And so I thought maybe one of the ways that I could catch that break was to go as long as possible. The guys were stopping anywhere between 45 and 50 laps, and I was making 55 laps. So even if it had gone green the whole way, we still would have had a 10-lap tire advantage on everybody and light fuel at the end, and we would have had a faster car at least. But we caught that caution just absolutely right. I needed it one. If it had been 1 lap sooner, I had the whole field a lap down. But man, just it's nice to get a result, and it's nice to run good. I love MOTEGI. It's so much fun, Gary. So just keep doing this. Keep going down the road. Where's the next one? Pocono. Yeah. Well, that'll be fun, right?
So was there any, even though you came out then after that caution for that last restart, you had the freshest tires. Was there any catching Rick, or Rick was just on a different planet in terms of pace here today?
He wasn't on a different planet, but the aero wake was on a different planet. Like we were kind of talking, I was kind of talking with some of the other guys in the Discord and the INDYCAR Discord about, maybe some of the new stuff in the scans would help with the aero wake situation. And there was no way. I mean, there was no way. Had it been a full like green flag situation and I would have come out behind him and there would have been traffic, it would have been good, but you're never going to pass the leader unless you do something underhanded, and I'm not going to do that. So, full marks to Rick, and we'll take second and move. We'll take second and go on down the road, man.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone want to say hi to on this Sunday night?
Yeah, I mean, thanks to everybody at P1 Broadcasting. It was fun racing around my broadcast partner Jacob Collins there for a while. It was a ton of fun. Got to thank everybody at Indy Alliance. Fun hanging out with Seb tonight. I know I don't drive very much anymore, but it was fun to hang around with him. Black Magic Studios, Admin Box, and everybody gets your tickets for the Sim Gaming Expo, right? That's going to be that's coming up here. That's what, 6 weeks away.
Yeah,
Gary.
start of September. Yeah.
If you don't got a ticket and a motel, if you don't got a ticket if you don't got a registration of that thing, a plane ticket and a motel room, you ain't using my motel room. Go use Gary's. he's got all the money. But go stay in his room. But I'm looking forward to that. And thanks to Mark Cohen, the joy of driving. It's always fun to hang around him too. So thank you everybody that supports us, and just keep going down the road, man. Just keep going fast and having fun, Gary.
All right. Well, up to P2 in the points. Congratulations on the P2 on the racetrack. We'll see you in a couple weeks when we head to Pocono for the next race on the calendar.
Yeah, G. We'll see you.
Yeah. And let's bring up Rick Ravon. Here he is. Rick Ravon with the big win. Man, this place, we've seen you in 2 races here in the ISRA. And one thing or another just kind of kept you out of victory lane. But today, there was nothing keeping you out of victory lane. This place, you drove it like this place owed you. And, well, you got it. You got the win. Congratulations on the first win in the Votive Series. Talk about your race, though, man. You were up there all day long.
Well, yeah, that, excuse me, that was the idea. It was just to stay up there all day long. Kind of burned up my tires in that first stint. I learned from that. So, the second stint, I was kind of taking it easy, and I was able to run the leaders down. And I don't know. Next thing you know, I mean, I didn't think we were going to have a yellow flag. I actually didn't want to see that yellow because, when Clendy had an issue in the pit, I knew I was going to have the lead, and so I didn't want to see. Because. I think I had 2 lap fresher tires than Liam and Edson.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a slight advantage there. And if I was able to run in clean air, it all worked out after the yellow flag. And the next thing you know, those guys pitted and I had the lead. I said, well, I know I got Mark Murphy behind me and, he's tough. It's just a matter of using the dirty air to your advantage. And that's what we did. Just hoping another yellow didn't come out, and it just worked out. So I can't believe it. I'm just so excited, man. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to sleep tonight. I'm going to have to take some sleep aids to get to sleep tonight.
That last pit stop of yours, you gained a ton of track position just by racing to the line at the last moment coming on the pit road. I mean, you closed up on Clendy a ton there. To the point that you were basically on his attenuator going down pit road, and then he had the incident with another car on pit road that didn't allow him to hit his box, and you hit yours cleanly, and then you were down and away, and next thing you know, you're right, you jumped him. But man, I think part of that started when you got to pit road so aggressively, and that I think was probably the big reason of you getting to that position, is that you were so aggressive on pit road. You don't get a chance to do that too often in some of these leagues because there's a lot of cautions, but there is benefit to practicing green flag pit stops and hitting that line as hard as you can and breaking at the last minute, isn't there?
Oh, most definitely. Especially you have to, if you're going to practice that, you're better off practicing on worn tires, because on fresh tires, you're going to get in there, with no problem. But
mm-hmm.
on the worn tires, you kind of slip and slide a little bit, and there's a little transition, to the flat part of the, when you get towards the pits, it's really close off of turn 4, so you really got to woe it down. And it definitely, it's a huge benefit to practice that. Even if you gain a half a second, it's still a gain. So we were just very fortunate to get in there quick, and close right up on Clendy. We were closing on him before the pit stop, but to be right on his attenuator, as you say, was a little bit of a confidence builder. And I know that Clendy is so good. I know he saw that big white nose in his mirror. He's probably saying, "Oh boy, look at how much time he just gained." So that was probably a little bit unnerving for him. But I feel bad for Clendy, having that incident in the pits, because it would have been one heck of a showdown if that didn't happen, because he was just, he was on rails. He was on rails all night long. So I feel bad for him.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors on the big win here today. Go right ahead.
I want to give a shout out to, let's see, P1 Broadcasting. I know I've said it before. I'll say it again. The single greatest IndyCar broadcast, if not overall broadcast, maybe in the whole history of sim racing. I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to butter your toast. You, LGN, you guys are freaking awesome. And I'll tell you what, big eggs, baby. Big eggs. That's all I got to say. Big eggs. It's an inside joke. Cojones, baby. Big eggs.
Huevos.
Now I owe LGN a little bit of money there because it's copyrighted. But anyway, hello to my wife and my kids, the Lord Jesus, for dying for me on the cross. And Shane Kocher, man. Coker. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I've heard it a few different ways.
Coker.
A couple different ways. But thank you, Shane. This is such a fantastic league. And I'm just grateful, just very grateful to be here. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Well, congratulations on the win, Rick. We'll see you in a couple weeks when we get to Pocono, another racetrack that we know you and, of course, your idol did very well at as well. But we will see you there in a couple weeks when we get to Pocono.
No, I love Pocono. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you there. Thanks.
See you, Rick. So Rick kind of blowing a little smoke our way. We appreciate that. But Lewis, let's blow some smoke the way of the league, man. We've been there for some really dark races in this league where we would have like 100 laps under, or I forget one race that was. We had a ton of the race was under caution and only about 30 or so laps under green. I forget which one that was, but of course there was always the infamous Texas race from a couple years ago. But they had a big lineup today, 33, 34 cars, and everybody did a really good job to bring these cars home in one piece on a racetrack that is. I would say that if there was a hard racetrack on the schedule, I would say this is one of the harder tracks on the schedule that they have, at least in the first half. I mean, this is a very hard racetrack, and to only have we had one caution here today, that says a lot about everyone coming prepared and practicing. We saw, I think when you first joined the session, I think I told you that some drivers had over 200 laps of practice, and we were only doing a 135 lap race. So there were a lot of people putting time into adjusting their racecraft and trying to do well here, and it paid off with the way that everyone raced here today.
Yeah, for sure. It's like 3 races I can tell you last season. The main one, I don't understand how happened that. We have 11 caution in Michigan. With Treasure Forson won the race, I think so by photo finish that day, but don't remember actually. But the main one was Texas with 13 laps in the
13 cautions. Yeah,
13 cautions. Sorry. So with 36 cars or something like that. Anyways, but yeah. That's a good thing about the practice. The practice wasn't long. It's like 1 hour and something else. Already check at 6:30 or something like that. They started the practice, and I see a lot of people. That's when they're supposed to be. They make practice. I think Saturday make a practice for this race, and so some people made it, some people don't want it, but that's they have to be. So you mentioned about the laps. Yeah, it's true. 200. Some people make over 200 and 150. Maybe the average is over the 100 laps for the whole entire field that day today. So before the race, so they make laps, they make practice, and they make the good achievement on the end. So that's make us as a broadcaster relief, because sometimes even inside the car is really, really tough when you have a good momentum. You wake up and then you have a momentum to pass somebody and the yellow flag is out. And then 2 laps pace. This track is long. So maybe 1 minute and something else in pace car. Mm-hmm. And then 2 laps and gone. 2 laps and again 2 laps. It's tough. So even for us. They make a progress. And I think the level is getting higher and higher with the new people. With Anne today in 5th, make like okay, we have a good good feel to the next one in Pocono in August 10. So we have a 3 weeks break for when it started and then we have another break to Texas Legacy, and then we have Iowa 28. So it's gonna be excited to see what's happening in Pocono because it's open for everyone. For the big guys knows how to drive in flat. It's a actually it's 2 corners flat, basic flat, and the other one is turn 1 is kind of banking, just a little bit, not really big banking over there. But Raven is a big candidate also too, but we cannot put outside Clendy or Murphy.
Stouffer.
But again,
Yes.
Stouffer is a
He's the
big one
Pocono
also, too.
whisperer, yeah.
It's stuff like Thunder today. It's gonna be interesting battle side by side. Also the pit strategy. I hope we see the same race today. We see on Pocono next one in 3 weeks. So is that we are the third one? Sorry, in the first 3 races, we still have a lot to go actually.
Man,
So
we only a
cannot
third of the
count
way.
nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't count nothing today about the championship. But big jump for Raven to 24-7, and he started a good way to maybe why not get in there for the championship. So good race, good job for everyone. And see you in 3 weeks for Pocono, and see you tomorrow for the ISRA in.
ISRA is going to be tomorrow. INDYCAR Open Series will be at Laguna Seca. ISRA will be at Plate Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean,
They
Echo Park
changed it
Speedway.
for the new one. Oh, they changed it for the new Atlanta.
Yeah.
They changed it for the new Atlanta. So, yeah. It's going to be I don't know, it's a pack race. Depends how hard it's
Should be a pack race. Well, should be a pack
I've never
race. We'll see.
I never be there. I don't know how it's gonna be, but it's gonna be maybe a good race for racing and what. So see you tomorrow. A good race for everyone.
All right, well, that's going to do it here for tonight. Once again, your podium from Motegi. Rick Ravon with his first career win here in the Votive Indy Oval Series. Mark Murphy comes home second. Liam O'Sullivan, in his first ever start in the league, comes home in the podium third spot. Join LG and myself again Sunday, August 10th for round 4 of season 3 of the Votive Indy Oval Series as the teams and drivers head to our first super speedway, Pocono Raceway. Coverage, as always, will start approximately at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, it's 8:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, it's an all-new season. For the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not an easy one. So please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought on tonight's race. If you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so you'll miss out on more P1's other iRacing programming, including Tuesday night. It's round 6, week 6 of the INDYCAR Oval Series. The series heads to the world's fastest short track, Iowa Speedway. Race coverage starts at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash SimCams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash SimCams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow on X and Instagram. All the links you need are in the description. For business inquiries, to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram, and you can follow all of our social links on Linktree. Again, all the links you need are in the description. So for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at Votive and at P1, I'm Gary Gonzo saying to all, happy Sunday. And thanks for watching, and all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders. Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Once again, catch us next August 10th at Pocono for the next race of the Votive Indy Oval Series. We'll see ya.